Hi guys, Sam Coates from Sky News presented an investigation the channel did into some of the freebies that the Prime Minister Keir Starmer received from donors. And while the main focus has been on Baron Ali, who has not just presented the PM with free clothes and accommodation, but also his wife some expensive outfits, it's perhaps more important to look at some of the other donors and what they want in return. The FA Premier League being one of them, and some here hints at perhaps why they're investing in Keir Starmer. Have a listen.
Now, this was, Keir Starmer said, a swift campaign stop. And it was an expensive one too. Tickets to Taylor Swift at Wembley, gifted to him and worth £4,000. Now, look at this. The source of those tickets are one of the Prime Minister's top donors of freebies, the Premier League. They've given over £12,500 worth of tickets. You can see over here what they're for. They're to Taylor Swift and to a lot of football, including the Euros finals. Football. These are far from the only football games the Prime Minister has accepted freebies to see. Look at the total. Keir Starmer has accepted over £35,000 worth of football tickets alone since the 2019 election. Some in government worry that there are big decisions on a football regulator being made, and that could mean this is a conflict of interest if he keeps going, accepting these types of gift. One official in government, a civil servant, told me Sue Gray should be putting a stop to this. But the Prime Minister's not rowing back. In fact, he told journalists this week, if I don't accept a gift of hospitality, I can't go to a game. You could say, well, that's bad luck. That's why gifts have to be registered. But, never going to an Arsenal game again because I can't accept hospitality is pushing it a bit far. At the same time, some Labour folk are telling me, asking the question, why can't he pay for the tickets himself? Now, I've learned that Keir Starmer was warned in opposition that his openness to freebies could become a problem. And he did not listen. Now, some of his biggest supporters are beginning to worry. Demands for a tighter political grip in Number 10 are now common across the party. All sorts of people are saying this to me, revealing more frustrations at his Chief of Staff, Sue Gray, who we now, as of today, believe is paid more than the Prime Minister himself. And that...
Okay, so is this a problem for Keir Starmer? It's a problem for him within his party. You notice that the response from the Conservatives has been extremely muted. A number of Tory MPs have come out and complained about this, but many of them, including the former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, are extremely quiet. Why? Because they don't want Keir Starmer being under too much pressure to put in restrictions on freebies, because they benefit hugely from these freebies as well. So they're not criticising in the way you would imagine the Conservatives would be. This would be a wonderful opportunity for the Conservatives to criticise Keir Starmer. Look at, he's in the pocket of these multimillionaires and billionaires. Oh, wait a minute, he's in the pocket of business. Oh, wait a minute, actually, we are as well. So while they'll criticise the Labour Party for taking money from trade unions, they're extremely quiet when it comes to Keir Starmer receiving gifts and money from businesses, big businesses, and multimillionaires and billionaires, because they, of course, don't want any restrictions on this because it would harm them. Now, you'll hear Reform UK complain about it, you'll hear people within the Labour Party complain about it, but not the Conservatives. So I think this is going to be a problem for Keir Starmer within his party, but I think the general public don't really care, unfortunately. And Starmer probably knows this. He can get away with this. Members of the public probably think this is business as usual. Politicians get gifts all the time. Oh, well, isn't that how things normally work? It shouldn't be like this. This, as was pointed out by Sam Coates, is a case of giving a politician something and then getting something in return. Perhaps the FA Premier League wants something in return. Here's a few free tickets. Now, when you're deciding how to reform the football in Britain or implement new measures, remember us. Remember that we gave you free tickets. Remember our influence. Remember our support. So I think for Keir Starmer personally, within his party, it's going to be a problem. But they're not going to bring him down over it. And the Conservatives are certainly not going to complain too much because, of course, they are in the pocket of big business. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.